So today on the front page, a drinking nation. And of course, these headlines are tailored to some end result that will end up in some policy adjustments that will target some people. So they will now make alcohol, or they'll now there's an end game on sight when you see such spectacular headlines, because in Kenya, I told you, everyone is always about the effect, not the cause. And even if they are talking about the cause, they are only brushing over it, not going deep. You look at the accident in Londiani, immediately they don't want to take responsibility for their design flaws as engineers of government agencies. All they want is, they're saying the drivers are overspeeding. When suddenly there is money, there is budget by the same Kipchumba Murkomen who concocted a 700 million figure from broken flower pots and grills. Then suddenly there is budgets for things like specialized tenders, like cameras, because they know there is no tender over there. They can single source from somebody who probably is a Yamune Wanka. So here in Kenya, that's what they do. You always blame, never taking responsibility. And if you look at historically, my views around this issue are curated over decades, because I've been looking at it. I told you that I've been analyzing our education system, 844 curriculum, this idiot who formulated it, James Kamunge, who is one of the founders of Daystar University, together with Archbishop Dingi Mwananzeki, and the whole shebang. Those guys, they were driven by their contempt for young people, for youth, and that's why they deprioritized things like sports, arts, creative subjects. It's almost like they were criminalized. When you are in school, when you are gifted, especially as a singer, as a musician, as a sportsman, then the teachers are there telling you are a devil worshipper. You hear some of this shit. Like, I received a DM from somebody. It tells me, "Hello, bro, I would like you to address another school in Tala. Called Matungulu Girls. The teachers, the deputy headmistress have their heads up so deep in their behinds. They are frustrated. My daughter, just cause I enrolled her in coding classes during holidays, and she does short videos and apps part-time. Imagine she hasn't gone to school after midterm for 3 weeks suspended. Kindly talk about it." You see, this is the teaching system, the teaching curriculum, which is why I told you, as parents, you're not supposed to listen to anything that your stupid teachers, I call them stupid, none of them is good. All of them are dumb in equal measure. Don't listen to them. You invest, and I advise this parent, remove your child from that school. Take them to a day school near your place, so that you can be, they can be consistent in these part-time activities, which are more marketable than going to a boarding school where they are being forced to fast and pray for imaginary results. Do you think now, if I fasted and prayed during my Form 4, I would be a surgeon right now? That's rubbish. These teachers should be arrested, all of them. So anyway, the teaching curriculum is founded on a deep contempt for young people. Then you come to religion, because this is the overflow of colonialism. The colonialists, the Muzungus had to leave structures that serve their imperative, their interests, their long-term agenda. I told you they play a long game. Yeah. So here, and then now you move to the church. I told you I was the chairman of the youth committee in my church. My church, they had no funding whatsoever for youth activities. Those same old bastards, we call them boomers. Boomers are any people born between 1940 and probably 1970. Those are boomers, you understand? Those boomers then went and formed a choir, heavily funded. In fact, in the church, they have their own place where they sit. And so if you go to my church, and I'm sure that is the scenario, that is the reality in very many other churches, is that you have those boomers who are there, who attend church regularly, and then perhaps some, young people who are there because they live in that locality or something. And then there is nobody else from that generation all the way down to the Sunday school, because these guys, they have extreme contempt for young people, these fucking boomers. I don't understand, but there is a science and there is a logic to it, because I told you, I've been researching, and we're gonna get there. And then I remember there was my local members club, and anytime we would go there, the old bastards would be so angry just because we were having fun. There was this time we were having a birthday party with my friend, and then we were at the outside area, and then we had connected the electricity, the extension cable which was going inside, and those bastards would come and just yank out the cord and we don't have music because we are having fun, and they are not, because these are stupid people. These boomers, don't forget I told you, they left their reserves, they left their shags, and then they came to Nairobi with a CV. They got jobs waiting for them, they got mortgages waiting for them. And so their psyche is rooted in the fact that we made it, and you guys now you're not making it. You guys they had better opportunities. Now you can do so much without getting the same that they got for almost nothing. These are the boomers who are running our economy. Their stupidity is beyond words, beyond explanation. So let's listen to a scientific explanation of why boomers hate young people. Just listen for a minute.
Why do boomers hate young people so much?
Because their entire identity is wrapped up in their productivity. They only see their personal value as being tied to the hard work, right? So when you point out that they didn't have to work as hard to get things as we do, they see that as an attack on who they are as a person, because they don't have any identity outside of how hard they worked. Also, they just don't have a frame of reference for it, because when they were kids, you had to like actively mess up in order to not be basically successful. Like, as long as you had a full-time job working somewhere, you would be able to buy a house. And your measure of success was how nice of a house you had. It was just assumed that you would be able to buy a house. So when they see people like us who don't have houses, they assume that it's because we've made mistakes and we're just slacking and we're not trying hard enough, because they have no frame of reference for an America where you can work 80 hours a week and still not have enough money to pay rent. Like, they cannot conceive of that because it just didn't exist when they were kids. Also, the heavy metal poisoning. Like, they were exposed to a lot of heavy metals with the leaded gas, and like lead was just in products, and they're not really probably very healthy. These are the people who run our government.
Yes, these are the stupid people who run our government. The contempt for young people, you're going to see it in the manner with which they conduct their corruption. They are the guys who are now telling us that we are drinking, yet they have grabbed all public utility land meant for playgrounds, money meant for stadiums. You saw the other day, Daily Nation on the front page. The same newspaper that is coming to blame us now. They are the ones who exposed Moses Kuria, Anthony Mwaura, the chairman of KRA, that they were paid to build stadiums together with other people. They were paid to build stadiums, but they did not build them. You understand? These guys create a crisis, and then now they project that, oh, this generation, you are lost, you're what? I've been hearing this sentiment for so long. I'm so tired. If I sit around any other boomer and you say that shit, I'm gonna punch you. I'm gonna punch your lights out. Yeah. So. Don't forget, these guys even have gone as far as wanting us dead. John Njoroge Michuki, the guys you guys were praising, you guys were saying he's a performer. I don't know because of what, because of Matatu rules. That guy just woke up one day, concocted a narrative with the same Githeri media called the young guys, jobless guys, because you've been unable to deliver jobs to them. And now they are asking you, where are the jobs that you promised? Because every campaign cycle, politicians come, they promise these delusions of grandeur, they paint them for the young people, and then once they get in there, it's all about self-gratification, stealing and whatever. So they are unable to deliver on their pledges, on their electoral pledges, and then now they fashion a narrative of Mungiki, and now you've seen a reemergence of the same narrative, because now they want to weaponize, a crack unit within the police department, call it Kwekwe Squad, call it what. So now they embark on extrajudicial killings. This is what John Michuki did. John Michuki killed probably over 10,000 young people in Mount Kenya. You guys are asking where the young people are in Mount Kenya, why they are not protesting. You need to read those reports by the Kenya Human Rights talking about how many kids, how many young men were killed by John Njoroge Michuki under the guise of exterminating Mungiki. So this is what, don't forget somebody like Uhuru Kenyatta. the sports fund, money that is supposed to operationalize sports in the country. He diverted that fund, which was in the 2013 sports fund, sports bill, sports act, and went to special projects where there is no auditing. And then that's where he gave the sister the tenders to import all those, I don't know, mobile clinics which never function, which are dumped somewhere in Shimolatewa. These guys hate young people. And now you've seen why boomers hate young people. Rise up, young people, stop listening to these old bastards